of the thick of it all. If they don't give me room, well then I'll give them a wall. I'm gonna smoke my tires when the victory calls. I'm gonna be there, be there. I wanna see my face up on the jumbo screen. Feel the white hot metal of a winning machine. Because you win or you lose and there's no in between. I wanna be there, be there, be there.
NASCAR on speed. Be there.
It is time to go racing in the 7th Target Series race of season number 12. We head to the Boston International Speedway in Cambridge, Massachusetts for the running of the White Castle 300. On the pole for today's race, the 52 of Marshall Burrell. Beside him in second, the 15 of Matthew Burnett. Then in third place, it's Luke Rainey. Fourth place for Brandon Beal. And ranking out the top 5, Kenny Walrus in the 99. Then in 6th place, we have Adam McDowell. 7th, it's Levi Shones. 8th place for Danny Lloyd. In 9th, it's Samet Oskin. And Evan Hunter, the 23, rounds at the top 10. Back behind them, we have Bronson Minnick, the 07, and 2 is outside the 8 of Eli Bright. Then the 4 of Landon Lyons, another Bright, Jeff Bright in the 1. Then we have Keyshawn Richardson in the 20 of Jake Galloway, along with Ross McTrain in the 51 of Nolan Lawrence. Then there's Jay Brando and Will Graymont in the 42, with Brett Sierra in the 66 of Eric Olson. Then we have Conrad Evans and points leader Felix Janssen in the 61. Jose Mills won here last season. Ronan Curtis, 2 is outside. Then we have Jennifer Buford in the 11 of Anthony Hernandez, with Jonathan Buford in the 39 of Jake Richardson. Then there's Riley Spurley-Tube and Code Red, Justin Zidell the 7 and the 35 of Zachary DeLello, DJ Reed in the 18 and the 92 of Jordan Stout, second in points Colton Yo and Brendan Sarland, and rounding out this field, Mathis Wells in the 16 and back in 40th the 19 of Jade Jefferson. There's our 40-car lineup for racing here at Boston, race number 7 of the Target Series season. Let's go down trackside to fire these cars up.
Drivers, start your engines!
Forty cars are rolling here at Boston to do battle in the White Castle 300. The final time the Target Series will head to this racetrack. 42 laps, and we've seen late passes for the win numerous times in the Target Series here, especially as of late. This time no different. The guy who starts in third finished runner-up in this race last season. But on the front row, Marshall Burrell, Matthew Burnett will lead us to the green flag. As they come down the front stretch, there's the green flag. It's waving in the air. Let's go from Boston. And coming off the fourth corner, Marshall Burrell, the 52, leads the first lap of this race. The 2 of Luke Rainey moves up to second. Burnett back to third, but in line. Walrus up to fourth, and fifth place to Levi Shones. As you can see, the inside lane here, definitely the preferred lane as the race down the backstretch. You're going to be on the inside at all times here around this racetrack, as there is high banking, fast speeds, a lot of grip. The outside just really non-existent at this stage in the race, as the front few get single filed out, trying to get away and stay up at the front. As it's still Marshall Burrell leading this race. The front 7 get away. 8th place the first battle. Jake Galloway inside of Jeff Bright. Moves the 1 to the outside, 20 to the inside. Galloway through to 8th place, as they'll bring Ross McTrain, the 17, up to 9th. And now to try and get to 10th here comes up with, that's the 42, Will Graymont on the inside. We got a battle for second at the front to the inside. Outside closer, Matthew Burnett trying to get back up to where he started. He moves inside the 2 of Luke Rainey, and they race side by side behind for 4th as well. Levi Shones inside of Kenny Walrus. Luke with a nice run, almost clears the 15 to turn 3. But he couldn't clear him, and now as they race through 3 and 4, Burnett trying to take it from Luke. He will at the line. Can he clear him in turns 1 and 2 this time by? He will, and now Shones has a bid for third and easily gets to third. So Luke now on the outside dropping back to 4th. Can he get in front of Oskin? I don't think so. The 13 is down to the inside of the 2, barely down there. He gets down low. Oskin now for a top 5 spot. He'll move up to 4th here. And now Minnick looking for 5th. Jake Galloway up to 7th, just got by Kenny Walrus. Ross McTrain also up further forward. Will Graymont, Conrad Evans coming. Jose Mills won here last season, might be able to do it again. 3 wide behind down the backstretch. Outside Eric Olson, middle lane Brandon Beal, inside Code Red, and 3 behind them as well. That's 4 championships there. And that one, it was Jeff Wright and McDowell, and then obviously the 18 as well. But they are 3 wide even further back. Guy who started last in this race, Jay Jefferson, marching up into the top 30, looking for a top 25. As that 19 making some bold moves on Keyshawn Richardson, Landon Lyons, and others. And 3 wide here gets pretty close, especially down the backstretch. See right there, some contact between Nolan Lawrence and Jordan Stout. They're all able to sort it for now, but these guys get very, very racy further back in the field, and it's showing. These guys trying to get up to the front every way they can. They're forcing moves that maybe they wouldn't be forcing if it's a track that doesn't require a lot of track position. For second, Shones low on Matthew Burnett. Burrow still leads. Shones up to second now. Burnett back to third. Here comes Oskin and about for fifth. Jake Galloway to fifth by Bronson Minnick. So that 20 gaining ground early on in this race. 8 laps in, he's up into the top 5. He's had a good start so far. Oskin will get the third off Matthew Burnett. Galloway looking to try and fill the hole inside the 15 for fourth by, oh no, he had a nice run. I was about to say I think Burnett can get down, but Galloway with a great run off turn 2, and he gets to fourth. So Jake coming forward here in the 20. He's flying right now through this field. And a yellow is out. We had a crash at the back of the field. Mathis Wells involved. It looks like maybe the 92 Jordan Stout as well, along with Jay Jefferson. So caution flag is out around lap number 10. A few cars involved in this one. Stout on pit road. Mathis Wells and others have damage. So the first caution flag out here in the White Castle 300 at Boston. Let's go see what happened. You don't normally see wrecks like this happen, but it happened here today. Mathis Wells up top 3 wide. In the middle, it's Jay Jefferson. Down low, you have the 23 of Evan Hunter. As they come off the corner, Wells kind of comes down off the wall. Jefferson gets into him, then into Hunter, gets into Lawrence. Those 3 go up into the outside wall. Wells, Jefferson, Lawrence all spin around. Jordan Stout gets hit right there in the 92, gets into Nolan Lawrence, and then they, I think, come down the racetrack. No, everyone else was fine. So it was about four cars involved in this one, which is, it was honestly a shocking accident. You know, you don't normally see stuff like that happen. You normally see the guy in the middle get spun down. That would have happened if not for the 51 Lawrence, which caused the 19 then go back at the racetrack. And a lot of drivers did a great job taking the evasive action to the bottom lane, but a few weren't fortunate. But 4 cars involved in this one: Wells, Jefferson, Lawrence, and Stout. And we'll get a reset on the field. Marshall Burrow's at every lap so far from pole, but now he has a restart to deal with. Levi Shones hot in his tail in second, but still Burrow leading the way. Green flag this time by lap number 14 when we take it. The 52 of Marshall Burrow in control as he has been all race long. Jordan Stout currently 1 lap down, but still running on the track. All 40 cars are still out here on pace. So 52 Marshall Burrow leading the way. Second place for Levi Shones. Samet Oskin right now 3rd. Jake Galloway 4th. Matthew Burnett right now in 5th. They have Kenny Walrus in 6th. Conrad Evans up to 7th. Bronson Mick 8th. Jose Mills up to 9th. And Ross McTrain currently 10th. Good break there for Luke Rainey, who's fallen back. Now back in 11th, but has a shot to get in line. The Bufords 12th and 13th with Will Graymont and Code Red rounding out the top 15. Back into the restart zone. We're back racing at Boston. A nice jump for Shones. Not a good jump for 3rd place to Matt Oskin, nor Galloway, nor Burnett. So that's going to help Shones here. He can now just, he doesn't have to focus on the mirror back behind him. He only has to focus on this 52 Marshall Burrow trying to make a pass on him. As they're going to battle for 3rd. Galloway's inside. And Shones has a run in the 08. Right to the back bumper of the 52, pushing him down the front stretch. Galloway up to 3rd. Shones can make the move into turn 1 this time. Levi Shones inside for the lead. The first battle Marshall Burrow's had all race long. Side by side, down the back stretch. Shones is inside of the 52. Jake Galloway going to join and make a 3-car race as Shones was out in front. Burrow back to 3rd. Galloway up to 2nd. That 20's looked fast so far this race. But we've seen it in the past. It comes down to tire management. We've seen some drivers who saved their tires come forward in the last 10 or so laps, and they make moves from 7th to 1st or so. So we'll see if Galloway's pushing hard. That's going to hurt him later in this race, or if his car's just that fast. But Shones out in front. He's trying to pull away now. Galloway up to 2nd. Burrow might fall back to 4th as here comes Kenny Walrus, and Conrad Evans moves up inside the top 5. And don't look now, Jose Mills up to 6th in the 81. Mills won here last season. In fact, this race got him the championship. It's hard to think about that since this race is so early on in the season, but it happened for Mills. He won this race last season, and he made the chase on a wild card spot. This was his only win of the regular season. If he didn't win this race, he's not the champion last season. Oh, by the way, who did he beat to win this race? The guy finished runner-up in the championship, Luke Rainey. So that right there shows just how every race matters. if Mills did not do a crossover and Luke Rainey to win this race last season, Mills doesn't make the chase, and Luke Rainey is the champion. Rainey finishing second in this race with Mills winning allowed Mills to get the championship in what was one of the craziest finales you'll ever see for the championship. Walrus moved by Jake Goway to get to second, but Conrad Evans wants to get up to second. That 89 flying right now in this race, but Levi Shones, as they battle for second and to keep shuffling like they are, he's able to pull away. We'll see if they can try and break the shuffle to get up to that 08 as Evans will move to second by Walrus. Here comes Burrow, though, looking for a run for second. Our Bulls here trying to come back up now. Mills to fourth, Luke Rainey for fifth. That's a nice rebound for the two cars, fading back before that yellow came out, but now with that yellow, he's able to re-rack and get some positions out of it. Burrow through to second. Remember, he started on pole, led the first 14 or so laps of this race, uncontested. Shones got it from him, and now Burrow back up to second. We'll see if he can run that 08 back down. Shones will lead at halfway this time by. So already halfway done in the White Castle 300. One caution flag so far. 21 down, 21 to go for Levi Shones in the 08, who currently leads the way here at Boston. Burrow right now in second, has led the most laps so far this race. Then Conrad Evans right now settled in third. Last season's winner here, Mills in fourth. Last season's runner-up here, Luke Rainey in fifth. Then Goway's back up to sixth. Matthew Burnett started second, now back up to seventh. Battle for eighth is Minnick, Walrus, and McTrain. They'll go three wide down the front stretch. Walrus able to clear for eighth, winner at Hillside. Ninth place is now Ross McTrain. And here comes DJ Reed for 10th. Colton Yo, second in points. Only 7 back of Jansen. He started pretty poorly in this race, Yo did, but now he's up inside the top dozen. If it stays like this, he'll be able to keep that points lead in the 01 for sure, because Jansen's not had a great day. Right now, our points are currently scored back in the 35th position. Not been a good race so far for that 61. Battling out for second now. Conrad Evans moving low on Marshall Burrell. So that 52 got it, but not able to keep it. Kenny Walrus now shoved to the outside of the 99, and others taking action to the inside as Goway's also up there. You just see how this pack spreads out at the front, but middle pack, it's still pretty hard racing. Let's see these lap cars, right? So you have Jay Jefferson in the 19 coming off turn 2 now. You have Jordan Stout with them along with the 51 of Nolan Lawrence. Right now you got those guys. So they are close to being caught. That's for sure. Oh, back there. 81 of Mills in the inside, safer barrier. Back up the track into second in points, Colton Yo. The 18 also involved. Oh, and a hard hit. McDowell clobbered by Colton Yo. Oh my gosh. The front 2 in points involved in a lot others as well. A terrible crash here at Boston. And the second caution flag. It was contact between the 18 and the 81. Reed into Mills, which spun them to the inside, and a lot of race cars collected in a violent crash. Jose Mills, hard hits, with many others in the front 2 in points involved, Jansen and Yo. Let's go see what happened. Coming off the corner, Jose Mills just passed for 5th by the 15 of Matthew Burnett. Off turn 2, DJ Reed looking to get to the inside of the 81, and I think Mills came down a little bit. I think he was trying to get into that hole in between the 15 and the 18. He couldn't. He slams the inside safe barrier. Now he's out of control. Comes straight back up and collects second in points. Yo. Reed gets hit by McTrain. The 17 gets on going. Gowig hits the back of the 17, but it's not over for these guys. 01 slammed by the 12. The 12 into the 81. Sierra slams McDowell. McDowell hard hit with Jansen, Wells, and Zidell. A lot of hard hits in this one. That was brutal for all these drivers involved. I don't know if anyone involved in this crash didn't have a bad hit at some point in this. Maybe DJ Reed's the only one that really got away with not having a terrible hit, but he still had some pretty big ones. I think honestly the one who had the best in this was DJ Reed. He got hit a few times, but it wasn't anything terrible. Ross McTrain and Jake Goway both did a great job not wrecking their cars once they got together. There was some slight contact between those two. McTrain did a really good job keeping his car going straight. That 17 was right in the thick of it. And I don't think he got any damage. Look at McDowell hit hard, and right here, Brennan Sarland as well hit hard. Mathis was up off the ground a little in the 16. So that was insane here at Boston. Our second caution flag of the White Castle 300. Levi Shones did not want to see that. He was having a nice job out in front, but now a restart to deal with. And look at Mills All 4 tires up in the air. That car up off the ground, and a lot of cars catching air here at Boston. The front 2 in points in Boston. This is definitely going to shake up the point standings for sure. Levi Shones up there in points. He currently leads in the White Castle 300 Boston, looking to cap out what has been a dominant day so far for the 08. Levi Shones 1 and 2 drivers to lead here today. He leads back to the green flag after our second caution. A lot of names added to the retirement list here at Boston, as will come green on lap number 31, so it'll be 30 laps down, 12 laps to go. Justin Zeidel, Brendan Sarlin, Colton Yo, Adam McDowell, Jose Mills, Brett Sierra, Felix Janssen, Mathis Wells, DJ Reed, all out of this race. 31 cars left running, 30 on the lead lap. Jordan Stout last car running, Jay Jefferson last car on the lead lap. So a lot of cars retired from that one. Heartbreak for those guys for sure. Levi Shones running out in front. He and Marshall Burrow led all laps so far here today. Conrad Evans looking to change that in second. Luke Green looking for redemption in third. There's Marshall Burrow poster in fourth, and second place star Matthew Burnett in fifth. You have Jennifer Beeford, Danny Lloyd, Jonathan Beeford, Jake Richardson, Zach DeLello. That's the front 10. We're back going in Boston, and a nice jump for the front 5. They all stay together. Evans got a really nice restart. He actually closed on Shones there into turn 1. Got through the gears better than the 08. But Luke's going to pull down first on Evans. So Conrad could not make the move because Luke also got a really good restart. And that allows Shones to pull away. And Burrow's trying to get shuffled out by Burnett, but the 15 couldn't do it. There comes Jennifer Buford for 5th. She's been all race long. Our Season 5 champion starting to come back to the front as Luke ran the 2. If he can clear Evans, he has a shot at Shones. The 2 is clear. 10 to go this time by. But he has to watch his mirror because here comes the pole sitter. Burrow's coming back in the 52. Back around to the start-finish line. 10 laps remain for Levi Shones in Boston. He's led the most laps so far here today. This man, who right now rides in third, Marshall Burrow's led the second most laps because he's the only other driver to lead a lap here today. Rainey gets away for now. Burrow couldn't make it stick off turn 2. But Burrow's car just looks faster than that 2 car. If he can get up to second, maybe he has a shot, but once again, you get to second, then they start shuffling you out, you know? It's a whole big cycle. At some point, someone has to break that cycle to get that 08 car. Burrow through to second. Rainey back to third. Jennifer Beeford up to fourth. Jake Richardson for 5th on Conrad Evans. How about that 39? Haven't talked about him once today. He's up inside the top 5. Same with Zachary DeLello. Right now up inside the top 10 to 7th. Jennifer Beeford for 3rd. The highest she's been all race long. She's starting to make names known. As we mentioned, tire wear comes into play here. Potentially, these drivers are ones that save their tires. Maybe Shones burned his stuff up because here comes Burrow to the back bumper of the 08. Trying to get there. We're in the final 10 laps. Soon it'll be 5 to go, and then soon you're running out of time. DeLello to 6th by Evans. Evans now under fire from Danny Lloyd. How about Jonathan Buford? Brandon Beals inside the top 10. There are some names we've not talked about all race long. Jeff Bright's inside the top dozen. Landon Lyons, top 15 for him. How about Riley Spurlich, Anthony Hernandez, Eli Bright, names we've not talked about at all here today. They're rising to the top, inside the top 15 in the final 5 or so laps. Shones able to keep it off Burrow for now. The 52 cannot close on the 08. Battle for 5th. Jake Richardson has it. Zach DeLello wants it. 5th and 6th. Then the battle for 7th. Evans back low on Danny Lloyd, bringing Jonathan Buford with them. 5 laps to go in Boston. Yellow flag would end this race for 4th. Richardson low on Luke Rainey. And really, if Levi Shones can stay out front and win this race, the biggest thing that went right for him this race was this final restart. Conrad Evans stayed with them and had a shot to try and get to the inside, but couldn't make the move because the 2 Luke Rainey made it first. That started the shuffle for 2nd and allowed Shones to keep the lead. 4 laps to go. Richardson to 4th. Rainey not giving it up, but goes up the track, almost scrapes the wall. Richardson 4th, DeLello 5th. Rainey back to 7th as Lloyd moves to the inside. It might fall back to 8th because Evans is to the inside. Not a great sequence of events for Luke Rainey, back to 8th as Evans moves around for 7th. 3 laps to go. The front 3 are the closest they've been since the restart. Shones, Burrow are the only 2 to lead laps. Buford out of nowhere might have a shot in the 98. Down the back, 2 to go at the line. A move has got to be made pretty quick. Burrow with the run off 4. The poster down to the inside of the 08. 2 laps remain at Boston. A battle for the lead in the final 2 laps. If they stay side by side, what can Jennifer Buford do in the 98? Jones back to second. Now Buford for second as Burrow leads in the 52. The white flag this time by in Boston. Marshall Burrow leads. The Pulsar are back out in front. Buford to second, looking for a run. White flag, last lap is underway. Marshall Burrow out in front. Jennifer Buford looking for some way in second. Jones back to third, who's led the most laps. But the Pulsar is going to get it done. Marshall Burrow off the 4th corner. Started on pole, got passed by Jones, but passes him back. Burrow wins at Boston. What a run for that 52 in the closing laps. Maybe he laid back to save his tires and made one last shot at the 08, and he makes it work. With 2 to go, he passes Levi Jones for the win in the White Castle 300 at Boston. Let's go see the finishing results and the updated point standings. Here's how they finished in the White Castle 300 at the Boston International Speedway. 2 caution flags today for 8 laps, and 2 lead changes. 2 drivers led here in Boston. The one of them that led won the race, obviously Marshall Burrow. Started on pole with the first 14 laps, then led the final 2 laps. Burrow reigned supreme here in Boston. Jennifer Buford started back in 27th, but she gets second here today. A very good run, a very good rally through the field there. Levi Jones led the most laps of 26 here today, but passed with 2 to go by Marshall Burrow. Jones has to settle for 3rd here today. Jake Richardson started back in 30th, gets 4th, and Zach DeLello started 34th, but gets 5th. Danny Lloyd with the top 10 as 6th place today moves him into a slight points lead for the 21. Conrad Evans in 7th, Jonathan Buford in 8th, Luke Rainey gets 9th, and Brandon Beal rounds at the top 10 in the 90. Matthew Burnett started 2nd but fades to 11th, maybe the lowest he was all race long there at the end. Landon Lyons a good rebound in 12th, Anthony Hernandez, Eli Bright, and Riley Spurgeon top 15 days. So those are drivers we didn't really talk about. Hernandez, Eli Bright, and Riley Spurgeon, they get top 15s with maybe they saved their stuff or just had long run cars. And then down here, Kenny Walrus talked about him early on, but falls in 21st. Samet Oskin, he was also a name mentioned early on. He falls to finish at 24th. Will Graymont 25th. So some drivers that started really, really well and were up front, they faded back and didn't really talk about him for the second half of this race. 30 cars finished on the lead. That 31 cars finished running. 32nd on down, out for crash damages, all of which were involved in the second accident of the day. Let's now go see the points. Here are the point standings. As I mentioned, Danny Lloyd now on top in points with the top 10 here today. Moves him into the points, but it's a slim margin. 3 points over Zachary DeLello, who also had a good day. DeLello now 2nd in points. Levi Jones led the most laps today, moves him up to 3rd in points. Jansen now down to 4th in points, and Landon Lyons right now in 5th. His teammate Colton Yo down to 6th. Anthony Hernandez right now 7th. Eli Bright 8th. Evan Hunter 9th. And Justin Zedell the 7th. Right now the final car inside the top 10. Galway only 1 point from the top 10 in 11th. Keyshawn Richardson, Kenny Walrus, 2 winners right now, are 2 wildcard spots. Marshall Burrow, the 52, 17th in points, moves up with the win. Jose Mills right now 18th down there after the bad run he had here today involved in the crash. So right now only 2 winners are inside the top 10 in points. 7 races, 7 different winners, 6 of which are inside the top 20. And that wildcard spot right now looking like it's going to be very, very competitive because right now no winners are up at the front of the points and all the winners are down bottom half of the top 10 or inside the top 20. So this could be very interesting for the wildcard spots we get later on in the regular season. There's Samet Oskin, our other winner, right now 23rd in points, but just a few behind the top 20. He has a shot for sure trying to get up there and try and challenge for a wildcard spot as the season progresses. Some drivers needing good days down here got some good days. Some drivers who had bad days still staying down towards the bottom. Luke Rainey, really, really good days. First top 10 of the season. Right now, tied for 38th in points with Brendan Sarlin, so he's looking to try and rebound a runner-up to the championship last season, maybe trying to find some footing, and maybe got some of that footing at a track where he's had a lot of success, Boston. So looking forward to race number 8 of this season, as we'll head to another unique racetrack, Hattiesburg, for the Verizon 300. I will see you guys